If the idea of a smoky eye leaves you feeling bashful and timid, but you love the look of it, then this video is for you because I'm going to show you today some tips and tricks on how to create that soft smoky eye that you can kind of cater it to an everyday look, especially for beginners. But there are some great tips that if you're more of a makeup junkie that you might even like to pick up on. Don't feel timid, don't feel bashful, because it's one of the most forgiving eye looks that you can do if you use some of the tricks that I show you today. By the way, I'm Ashley Elizabeth with AEHM Artistry, and go on down and tap that little subscribe button, then you'll get notified when I post more videos. Today is technically a part of the Mommy in Makeup series that I'm doing, and this one's going to be all about glamming it up a little bit more. Depending on how much time you have in the day, you can kind of custom it and cater it to what your liking is. But again, it's not just for mommies, it is for everybody. So keep on watching and let's get started.
Let's get it.
Okay, so as you can see, I already did my face makeup, my lips, and I went ahead and did one of the eyes. This looks crazy. So don't stop there. I'm gonna show you how I created this side on the other side. You might be thinking to yourself, this doesn't look natural, this doesn't look everyday, this doesn't look easy on the go, but it actually is super easy. The idea of a smoky eye is just technically the transition. So I use some browns. You can always use lighter shades, especially if you're just starting out. So as you're gonna see, I'm gonna kind of pile one after another, and you can stop when you like the look and you're good. You can use different liner colors. I'm going to show you as I go through what I chose to do. By the way, you're going to notice that my nails are chipped as you're doing it because I'm human, and hey, guess what? I'm also a mommy, and I had swim lessons yesterday with my little one, and what happens in the pool? They chip. This side is actually holding up a lot better, but mommy life, what are you going to do? All right, let's prime those eyelids. My favorite is the Smashbox 24-Hour Shadow Primer. Take a little dab and sweep it all over those lids. Next, grab your favorite nude neutral palette. My favorites are the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. They smell super yummy. You can find tons of different varieties out there on the market. I've mentioned before the Smashbox Full Exposure Palette. Half of it's matte, half of it's shimmer, so great for beginners. I'm gonna do the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar today, so go ahead and follow along. Next, you're gonna grab that round, flat tip blending brush, dip it into the coconut cream and pack it on, and go ahead and place it all over the lids in a sweeping motion. You can grab any kind of light base shadow that matches your natural skin tone, and it's going to help set the primer and not grab too much of the darker colors. Next, go in with the nougat. If you're using the semi-sweet bar, pack it on in the same way. Next, we're going to apply it on the lids up into the crease, and then blend it out even past the crease. This is what's called a transition shade for this look. Transition shades are going to help a lot with your blending, so you can easily add more colors on top and blend it out, and it's going to be a lot more forgiving. So great for everybody, great for beginners, especially if you don't know what a transition shade is. We will talk more about it in the future. Next, make sure that you are angling your brush in a diagonal way to create that lifted effect right here. You don't want it to be too far down, but you also don't want a hard line either. So we're going to blend it out as we go, but make sure you don't place the shadow too low or else you're going to get that droopy effect. Next, we're going to take Mousse, which is the next to darkest shade, and place that on the lid up into the crease and just a smidge past the crease, just a smidge. You don't want to go too far because we're going to really blend this out. Take your new best friend, which is your blending brush for your eyes. You're going to get it clean, and you're going to blend, and blend some more. Don't add any color. You're just blending the color you already applied. This is a great technique especially for beginners, because you're not adding extra color right now. You're just blending. I noticed that I needed to add a little more of that mousse shade onto the lid, so I'm adding a little bit more right now. Now I'm going to go in with the Truffled, and I'm going to apply that onto the lid. This is another darker shade, so we're starting to get into our dark shades now. Starting to darken up that look, and we're going to apply it on the lid and up to the crease, not past. So we're not going past anymore, because guess what we're going to do? We're going to blend it out with the blending brush. Oh yeah, clean brush, still clean brush, and blend it. And see how it's bringing up the shadow. Yeah, we're blending and blending and blending. Anybody see that movie, Blended? I love that movie. Okay, if you notice that your blending is getting a little bit too high or carried away, you can go back in with that latest shade, Coconut Cream, and apply it to the brow bone. And you're going to just place it ever so carefully and blend at the same time. This is a little round brush, really small, so it's not going to be too much color on there. This is going to just blend out if I got too carried away with the blending brush and my color. Okay, grab your new best friend, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna blend. Yep, we are going to blend some more. And then we're gonna go in with Puddin' from that shadow palette. Go ahead and place it on the lids, going up to the crease and not past. So we're gonna do what we did with that other color, do it again. And if at any time you feel like you want to stop and you like where it's at, go ahead and stop. But you're gonna wanna blend it, whatever you do, however far you go, however dark the colors are that you do, make sure you blend it out. That's the key. The whole point of a smoky shadow is the transition and that smoke effect. So let's go ahead and blend it out so we get that. Next, we're gonna line our lashes. I'm gonna use today the Bare Minerals Lasting Liner in the brown. And I'm just gonna lash that lid, line that lid, not lash it. Go ahead and line it up. It doesn't have to be super precise, but you want to be close to the lid as possible, the lash line as possible. Take your smudger side if you have it. If not, you can use a Q-tip or some really small precision brush and go ahead and smudge out that liner that you laid down. This is going to give that softened effect. You don't want anything too precise with a smoky eye look because, again, the idea is to smoke it out. Next, I'm going to take a black liner. Of course, this is optional. Of course, you can use the same brown one that you used, but I'm going to tightline the waterline because this is going to give an even darker effect to the look. Next, I'm going to start doing my lower lash line. I'm going to take that second shade that we used up top, which was called Nougat, and I'm going to shadow and fade out the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to go in with the third shade that we used up top, so that was Mousse, and I'm going to do the same thing. Basically, I'm creating a mini version on the bottom lower lash line that I did on the top lid. Next, I'm going to go in with Puddin' and darken it up just a smidge. You're going to want to make sure that you connect your lower lash line shadow with your upper lash line. And the reason why I do these in two separate steps is because sometimes I like to do my foundation and concealer before my lower lash line to clean up any kind of fallout that I might have. But today I already did my foundation, so we're going to just do them separate to show you how I like to do it. I don't like to do it all at once. And then we're going to line our lower lash line with Stila's Lionfish, which is a bronzy brown. Of course, you can use the same liner that you already used on your top lash line. It's up to you, but I like this little pop of color. And then I'm going to do the inner corners to add a little bit of highlight because you know I love that glow. I'm using Anastasia's Beverly Hills Brow Duality in the matte pigmented side because it's really nice. And then I'm going to take this little detailer brush and I'm going to dip it into Pink Sugar. It's a highlighting little shade in the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette right there. So any of your favorite highlighters or whatever can get placed right on top of that as long as it's safe for the eye. It just adds that little peep of glow, but of course this is totally optional. If you want to keep it really smoky and sultry, you don't have to do this step. Next, I'm going to go in and darken my lower lash line a smidge bit more. I'm going to dip it into the Licorice color, which is a black matte, on a little flat eyeliner brush and get it close to the lash line as I possibly can without poking my eye out. And you're going to want to blend it as you go. And you can take this little detailer brush and blend it too, but I'm going to take this and add some more color because I noticed I need a little bit more pudding on top, so you can darken your look as you go if you like. But if you like the look, you don't have to do this step. Just always check your work, whatever you do. And you're going to want to make sure, whatever color you lay down, you blend it out with your BFF blending brush. Next, I'm going to do mascara. I'm going to do Smashbox Full Exposure, and then on top of that, I'm going to double it up with the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, because I love it. Okay, that is so much better now that I'm all evened out and everything's complete. Again, you can kind of customize this look depending on what you're going for. You can definitely darken it up a bit if you want to go full on glam, and feel free to stop if you feel like you want to go with some of the lighter shades. Just do a couple of the first ones that I did, and really it's all about blending and blending and blending again. And I use that clean brush to blend out. That way it doesn't add too much color. That is one of the main tricks to when you're starting out to help with the shadowing and the transitions of your shadows, to really blend it and really blend it with a clean brush. So before you leave, if you like what you see, please go on down and give a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. Say what? Because then you'll get notified when I post new things. So until next time, thank you guys so much. Have a lovely day.